All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here live on this call. I am really excited about what we're going to talk about today because truly, if you want to have a successful business, these are the things that have to be non-negotiables. Um, so first of all, I just want to take a step back for especially some of you newer coaches who may have not yet realized how this business works in terms of a timeline. So typically what we see in our business is the work you're doing now is going to result in about 3 months from now. So there is like a 30 to 60 or 30 to 90 day lag in the work that you're putting in today. So right now, to be honest with you, it's October. It's October 13th. The holidays are coming. And people are a little bit stubborn to want to start something. They're like, I'm going to just relax. You know, they want to drink and be merry. They want to have their martinis. They want to have their pumpkin pie. And they're like, I'll just kind of ignore that area of my life right now. And so as coaches, we're probably seeing a little bit less engagement than maybe we're used to. We're also, in the midst of the election, so there's just a lot of noise going on around social media in general right now. So as you think about that, though, you guys, remember the work that you're putting in October, November, December is going to determine what kind of a January, February, and March that you have. And so you can choose to be like, I'm going to wait until the new year, but you're going to have missed it. And you're going to have decided to not take the opportunity that's in front of you right now. So today, like I mentioned on the event name, we're going to be talking about power hours. And the reason we call this a power hour is really because, in my opinion, no matter how busy someone is, if they want to build a business on the side, have a side hustle, as I like to call it, if you have an hour a day that you are committed to focusing your time to grow your business, if you're focusing on the right activities, your business will steadily grow. What you put into this is absolutely what you are going to get out. If you sit back and wait for it to happen, it's not going to happen. So with that said, I wanted to start today and just real briefly, again, for the newer coaches on the team and for the old coaches, because we can never go over this stuff enough, I want to talk about the 4 vital behaviors. And before you roll your eyes or tune me out because you think you know them, I want you to really listen because, again, this is the foundation that our business is built upon. Whether you've been a coach for a month, a day, or 10 years, the reason your business is moving forward is because you are focusing on the 4 vital behaviors. So let's go through them. The first vital behavior is invite, invite, invite. And so this, in my opinion, can look a few different ways. Sure, it is definitely reaching out and saying, hey, do you want to join my upcoming boot camp? Do you want to join my challenge group? Can I help you? But I think that there is a crucial step before we even get to that point. And in my opinion, it is the relationship building. I think the relationship building is a huge part of this invite, invite, invite. And so as you guys are inviting, I want you to think through social media relationships the same way you would think through a relationship like if you're meeting someone on the street corner. So if you were to walk up to someone on the street corner and you're like, hey, how's it going? You want to be in my challenge group? They're probably going to look at you like you're crazy, like you have no idea who they are. How would you even know that they wanted to join a challenge group? But you guys, that is why people get a bad taste in their mouths about network marketing. I'm sure we have all experienced it. Maybe we've even sent some of those messages on our own, not because we're trying to be annoying, just because we haven't learned how to do it well. But the market is getting a bad rap because people are not taking the time to build those relationships, to really learn about someone else's needs before they just throw a product at them. And so when you think about building those relationships online, it's the same way as it would be. What would you ask someone If you were meeting them on the street, how would you get to know them? What kind of questions would feel natural in a real life conversation? And that's, I think, where we have to start, especially when we're reconnecting with maybe, I think a lot of us are still in our warm market. Our warm market being maybe the acquaintances we've had from high school or college or past jobs or whatnot. Make sure that you're really priming those relationships in the right way, where those people know without a doubt that you just really care about them. And if you're really caring about them and you're asking what they're involved in, chances are, if they're a decent person, they're going to ask you what you're involved in, and you're going to get that chance to talk about what you're doing. But to just reach out, unless it's a close family member or friend, again, who you're already in close relationship with, those relationships are maybe more appropriate to say, hey, you want to join this? You want to support me? But those ones that are reconnecting, you got to be really careful to not come off like you're just trying to sell them something, because you're not. If you're on our team, it's because you really care about people, so we want to come across that same way. So when it comes to invite, in my mind, that's like any chance you can get to build a relationship. If you're out at the supermarket, strike up a conversation, just be a person that cares. Ask the cashier, like, how's your day going? Because just that mindset of connecting and engaging with people is going to give you those opportunities to have conversations, which eventually will probably lead into you being able to invite them and share your own story. So invite is just, again, sharing your story. So the other way that we do that is by social media, actively sharing our story on our personal pages, sharing where you've been, where you're at now, where the areas that you're in progress with, and being willing to be vulnerable with your followers and with your friends. And so inviting them into a journey is kind of twofold. If they're seeing you post online, they're going to eventually probably see, oh, you look different than you did before. Maybe I should reach out to you. But the thing is, if you are not showing up every day on social media, they're not going to really even know where you're at with things. And so if you're posting on social media and you're also reconnecting with them separately, in a message or whatever, there's like two opportunities for them to have you on their minds. And so when they reach that point, when they are ready to make a change, if you're inviting them through conversation to engage in your story, that's really where those deep relationships are going to happen and where that trust is built. So again, number one, invite. Number two, be proof that the products work. And so this relates closely to what I was just talking about, that if you're a Beachbody coach, you should probably know that the products work, and you should probably be showing that the products work. And so if you did not listen to the National Wake Up Call on Monday, it was really good, because she talked all about how she kind of went through this phase where she just tried to do a workout here and there, and she'd jump around on Beachbody On Demand, and she'd do this and that, and how really when she was following a program, that's when you're going to get the most results. And they've really pounded that into our brains at Summit too. Like, listen, these programs were designed by celebrity trainers. Like, when these programs are created, they are tested and tested and tested again to make sure that they actually work. And so I don't know about you, but I would never call myself a professional celebrity trainer of that kind of caliber. And so I'm going to trust what they have and trust the programs work the way that they should. And whatever I have gone through a program from start to finish, that's when I get the most people interested, because what that does, you guys, is it gives them this vision like, hey, I can do that too. If she's just following videos, I can just follow videos. This whole idea of coaching and building a business is, how can we be duplicatable? And if we make it look too complicated, people aren't going to feel like it's approachable enough and it's something they want to do. So be proof the products work. Time and time again, I'll say this over and over. The posts, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, the posts on social media that are going to do the best for you are the ones where you're putting yourself out there a little bit, and it's kind of uncomfortable, but you're showing your results. That doesn't mean you have to be in a bikini. It doesn't mean you have to be wearing, close to nothing. You can find your own way that feels unique to you to show your results. Some of us are comfortable in swimsuits, some of us aren't. There's no right or wrong way. It's just what feels like you, because you are going to attract people that are like you. And so who cares what the world thinks? Who cares what that friend from high school who's in the back of your mind thinks of you? Like, if you are wanting to help people, just be you, and you're going to attract the right people. And the ones that are judging you, you never would have been able to help anyway. So kind of forget about them. But really showing those powerful before and after pictures are so key. Specifically when you can say, look, I did this program for 22 minutes a day. I got these results. Like, I don't know if anyone saw Cassie's results from the 22-minute hardcore, but that girl has like 8-pack of abs, and she just followed the program day in and day out, 22 minutes a day. And so being proof the products work is key. Not only in your pictures, but also emotionally, right? People are drawn to, how is this helping you emotionally? Are you a different person now than you were before? And really, when we can come up with solutions to these emotional problems that people are feeling, maybe it's you're low on energy. Maybe it's that you just aren't confident in the clothes that you have in your closet. Whatever it is, find those little tidbits that are relatable to other people. Again, who cares if someone's going to be like, I can't believe she shared that. You know, you will be so grateful that you did, because you're going to reach one person and they're going to be like, I needed to hear that today. I needed to know that I'm not alone and that you can walk through this journey with me. So be proof. If you have not committed to a brand new program, do it this month. We have a really awesome opportunity. This is what I want to talk about next before I go into the rest of the vitals, is we have a really big opportunity this month with Core de Force coming out. So if you haven't heard about it, yeah, Katie's like, yay! It's awesome. But here's the deal. Core de Force does not come out until October 31st. So what are you going to do between now and then? Because a lot of people are going to sit back and wait and hope that on October 31st they're magically going to get all these people to order. And can we just think a minute about October 31st? It's Halloween. For those of us who have kids, we're going to be crazy busy. I guarantee if you send your friend a link to purchase on October 31st, chances are very slim that they're actually going to purchase that day. So yeah, exactly. So what I want to challenge you guys to do before we even get to Core de Force, secure those Success Club points for October 1st. Like within this next week, if I'm you, and that's what I'm challenging myself to do, before the end of next week, I want to be at Success Club. I want to have that locked in, so then I can really focus my time and energy on Core de Force in the right way, instead of just banking on it to build my business because that's just not realistic. So if you have not yet hit Success Club, again, Success Club is helping 3 to 5 new people with a challenge pack this month. Have that be your focus first, and then move on to do the Core de Force. So with that said, Core de Force is a huge opportunity for you to go, okay, I am going to go through an entire program, start to finish. I'm going to be one of the first people to do it, and I'm going to show that this works. Listen, I don't care if you're excited about it or not. You got to do it. You have to go through it and get results and try. You don't do it for the rest of your life, but the thing is, this is an opportunity for us. And so I have a few different ideas around launching Core de Force that I'm going to do in the next week, and I wanted to share them with you so that you could think about them as well. So I got these ideas from Melanie Mitro. She just did a call for 5-star diamonds and above, and this is what she recommends doing. This is what I'm going to do. So she always writes a blog post about what is Core de Force, how is it helpful. So if you have a blog, great. If not, use Facebook or use whatever you have, but talk about what is Core de Force and think about it in this mindset that you have no idea what fitness is. So use language that the common person would know. Don't overcomplicate it. So write a blog post, talk about who's it for. Think about what is the customer wanting to hear from you. And then from there, just bullet point it out. Like, what is this program going to do for them? What kind of results are they going to get? after you have your blog post done, she suggested to create an event on your Facebook page or group or whatever you want to do, and just get people in there and start talking about it. You're going to make a video to talk about how excited you are about it. You're going to collect emails, have people write their email addresses, so you kind of just have them like, you know, locked in this cell. So you're going to get their email address and ask them to sign up for a free Team Beachbody account so they're already under you. That way you don't have to mess with any of that come October 31st. You can just make sure that they know the link that they need to go to order. So after you get them into your group, you're just going to pump them up with information. Is it available to coaches on 1031 or everyone? It should be 1031 from what I've heard, is that it's that Monday. So when Rachel said, when do you recommend? So Melanie was saying probably next week, because then what you do is it's kind of like learn about our new program, be the first to get it. But in the meantime, like as they're getting in there, you're just going to pump them full of information about like who's Joel and Jericho. Go and find some of their videos. Talk about, the day of, go in there and talk about how you were the first to purchase. You got expedited shipping. Like you did all this stuff because you're so excited about it. And then, leave a post to have them comment, and so you can get the information to them to order. And then after they order, tell them, because she had a really great way to build momentum during a launch in a group like this, is if you have people who you're like, okay, go place your order. Once you place your order, comment on this post so I can double check and make sure it's gone through on my end. That's another way for people to be like, oh, she's getting it, I should get it. So really it's all about ramping this thing up, because a lot of coaches won't. And so if you can get ahead of it, Emily said, I followed Melanie Mitchell's launch method for Country Heat at work. That's awesome. I mean, it's just so smart, because you're giving them information, you're getting excited. And here's the other thing. You're getting the program to them before people have ripped it and copied it and sold it on the black market. This isn't even going to be available on Beachbody.com and for a whole month afterwards. So it's really just for like Team Beachbody coaches. So take advantage of this, and then you guys use this. What I'm going to do is use this as a test group. So if you have people that maybe you're going to follow up with who are perhaps interested, who have been interested in a different program, talk about I'm looking for people to be in my first ever test group of Core to Force, and how you really are looking to get those before and after pictures to build up your testimonial collection. And I think people get excited about that, because again, people are looking for a fresh start. The other awesome thing about this is the program is only 30 days. So if you are on the ball getting the stuff and you're finishing the program by the end of November, you have an opportunity to run an entire challenge group between Thanksgiving and New Year. So that's a whole nother spot in this little space between the end of the year that could really work out for you. Let me just see my notes if there's anything else she said. And she said always lead with a challenge packs, because some people are gonna be like, just do digital unlock. But she really preaches that to use the Beachbody On Demand as a supplement, but not that it's the main thing, because you really want them to have that Shakeology. You want them to have all the the nutrition in hand of the paper brochures and everything. So lead with a challenge pack, which a lot of us do anyway. But and then just commit to that start to finish, and of course log all of this on your social media accounts, every single day. How was the workout? What did you do? Think about creative ways to do your selfies. Think about ways that while you're posting selfies, you can add value. You guys do a great job of this when you're adding quotes to your photos to motivate people. Again, getting into that emotional spot in their hearts. So be on the ball with Core to Force. I don't know about you. I'm super excited. I think there's another sneak peek on Monday happening on the 24th. Okay, so that Monday before happening. So be sure to, once you have your people in your group, to make sure they know about the free trial on Beachbody On Demand. But I do think it's key, because if anyone doesn't know this, They have to be a customer of yours. Like, let's say they purchased from Beachbody 5 years ago under another coach. If they're like, I want to try that Beachbody thing again under you, even if they go straight to your website, they're not automatically going to be placed under you. They have to actually choose for you to be their new coach. And you can find that form super easily on the FAQ and send it right over to them. But I think it's really smart to just get that whole bulk of emails, people as free customers, so they're just ready. They're ready to go. Does anyone have questions about Core to Force or anything that you're excited about with Core to Force or strategies that you guys are taking to launch that you want to share with the group?
I'm thinking, Dan and I are thinking of doing a couples challenge with it to get the guys involved.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think this would definitely be one that guys would like, for sure.
Exactly.
Especially since it's like a, guy and girl leading it too. I feel like that. They're awesome too. I don't know if you guys did the trial, but I loved it. Like, I loved their style of training. All right, so let's keep going. So that was in regards to being proof that the products work, is taking advantage of these launches, make them work for you. Another thing that Jeff Hill said today, who is the VP of Global Operations, he was just saying, like, we can't expect the product to sell itself. Like, we can't wait around and go, oh, is it going to be just as good as a 21-day fix? Like, we have to make it as good as a 21-day fix. And a lot of that is in our court. So I loved that too. And one other thing that Melanie said, just in regard to this time of year, was she works harder in October, November, December so that she can make up for anything that might have, gotten low during that point. But she works so hard and she's like, you're going to have coaches that get shaky. You're going to have coaches that say, oh, I just want to enjoy the family. And she's like, that's fine. But at the end of the day, that's not going to help them reach their goals. And so really to encourage them to remember, and to your coaches to remember, that, again, the choices you make now are going to determine your January, February, and March. So with that, let's go on to the next two vital behaviors. The next one is personal development. Now, personal development can be one that is easily overlooked, especially if you're busy, because you're like, maybe I'll try to listen to something. But let me tell you, this business is a roller coaster, and it is like full of ups and downs, and it is crazy. And the reason personal development is so important is because it is pumping you with confidence. It's reminding you that you're worth it. It's reminding you of, that if they can do it, why not you? So think about the areas in your business that really are pain points for you or that you're struggling with mentally, and find some books that are going to really address those issues for you. And not even, like, a lot of us don't read a lot of books, we'll listen to podcasts or whatever, like in our cars. I mean, in my car all the time, thank goodness I have like unlimited data. But I am constantly listening to YouTube videos and whatever I can get my hands on. In fact, remind me if I don't post it to the group. I have a really good one from Shirley and I want to share with you guys from Summit 2015. But anyway, just getting that in our systems. And it's finding those hidden moments, like when you're doing the dishes, or I'll just have podcasts on when I'm hanging out with my kids. I may not hear every word, but I'll hear something. I'll hear some nugget that will help me to move my business forward. And really, if you're going to be a leader in this business, you have to be like finding ways to pour that confidence into you. Yes. I am recording it, Megan, so I will get that to you. Emily says my family gets sick of seeing my earbuds in. That's awesome. Yeah, I know. Jake's like, are you listening to that one guy again? I'm like, yep, he's really good. I have to listen to him. So personal development is awesome. And does anyone have a book or a podcast that you've been listening to lately that you want to tell us about, or type in the comments? Any good ones? I'll let you guys type if you think of any. Oh, there we go. Someone's typing, I think. So, okay, personal development is key. And then the last one is recognition. And so obviously you see that we try to do a lot of recognition in our Facebook group as far as like who's in Success Club, who's doing their power hour, who is getting recruits, all that. But let's say you're a baby coach. Let's say you're brand new and you're like, I don't even have one customer yet. I don't even know, like, how would I possibly implement the vital of recognition? Well, I want you to think bigger picture than just your people in your business. Think about your friends, think about your family members, and think about the person that you are when you're around them. Like, my goal when I'm with people is to leave the conversation. So when they leave my conversation, they're like, I feel better about myself because I was with Amber. And that's the mindset we want them to have. Instead of us being, energy sucks and complainers, it's like, if we want to be people of, of value, we need to give that value in even our conversations. It's stuff so simple like, oh my goodness, you are so good at this, or I love your jacket, or like whatever it is. And it might feel awkward at first, but I'm telling you, people don't get recognized hardly ever. And so when you do, they're going to remember it. And they're going to be like, wow, I can't believe she took time to really care about me. Okay, Emily said, someone said Gary Vee. Yeah, if you guys haven't watched the summit video I posted yesterday, it's an awesome one. Yeah, Rachel was like, yep, listen to that one. Emily said she's reading Outlive Your Life. Is that what it's called? Outlive Your Life by Max Lucado. Oh, I love him. I need to check that one out. So good. So yeah, recognition can come in all kinds of forms. Like, even when I had some people email me yesterday about my next challenge group, and they had filled out this form for me to say, I want to lose 30 to 50 pounds. And I just responded and I said, I just have to tell you how proud I am of you that you have recognized what your goal is. Because even that is huge, and people don't give themselves enough credit for getting to that mindset of, I want to do this. So if you can start to recognize people from the very beginning to say, I am so excited and like amazed by you that you are deciding to do this, and then you translate that in your challenge groups and your connection with them and saying, wow, you're so great. Like, you got your Shakeology, that recipe looked awesome. Again, just giving that boost of confidence, creating that culture of recognition, even in your challenge groups at that level. Because then when they become coaches of yours, they know that that's who you are. And they're going to trust that as a leader, you want to keep building them up. So those are the 4 vital behaviors. So let's quick pop in this document over here. Many of you guys have probably seen this, but some of you haven't. So this is the Power Hour form that I created a while back. And not that you have to use this exact form, but I think it'll give you an idea of some of the activities that I try to do in my Power Hour, so that it feels a little more approachable. Because sometimes we know we should be working our power, but we just don't quite know what we should do specifically. So this is it. Can everyone see that okay? Okay. So I just created this in Google Forms. It's free. It's something that you can just, create for yourself and just say, okay, this is my Power Hour. This is today's date. And really, this is what I learned, you guys, is that it's really easy to think that you're doing all of the vitals every day. But if they're super sporadic, like, I don't know about your life, but my life is really distracted a lot. Like, my kids will come in and whatnot. And if I don't dedicate an hour to pound through this stuff, I miss stuff. And even though I think I might have done something, it's not as intentional as if I just go through the list. So I always start my Power Hour with just a prayer of gratitude and remembering to get into that right mindset of there's opportunity, there's also going to be setbacks. You got to plan for both. What did I listen to for professional development? So what happens when you fill out this form for yourself is it gets logged into a Google spreadsheet that you can then keep track of. So it's pretty cool that you can log it that way. But I know some of you are pen and paper people. Like, Rachel has a really awesome system that she does, and it's like super effective. So I'll have her share about that in a while. There's a lot of different ways to do this. The point is just to do something that works for you. Which 2 people did I reach out to present the business opportunity? Now, this one can be a little scary in the beginning. A lot of times people will maybe wait with that one until they have people in their challenge groups who they feel like they want to talk about it with. But one way that one thing someone reminded me the other day, was Megan, was she was just saying, you know, practice presenting the opportunity to your family, like have them be your guinea pigs. Let me see. Sorry, we got some chats going on here. Where is the spreadsheet link? I'll share that with you. That's a good question. Sarah said she sets a timer for each one to help her stay focused and do what she can within that time frame. If I'm not totally finished, she moves on. I love that. Right. And you move on, you just do the next task. Because it's true, you can get stuck in like Facebook forever. So I like that idea. Okay, so anyway, just using your family members to be a guinea pig and practice how are you going to talk about the business. And if you don't know how to talk about the business, I'm telling you, YouTube it. Find a coach that you resonate with. There are so many resources out there if you want to learn how to do stuff. Just Google, really. What 5 people did I follow up with? So this is like following up with people who maybe showed interest or you were in conversation with. The fortune in this business is in the follow-up. It really is. With that, Rachel, I'm going to just let you talk now because I feel like you really are like the queen of following up, and that's why you have been super successful. Can you talk about your strategy with following up? Yeah, let me unmute you. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
I lost. Oh, I see it now. Okay, so when I talk to someone about the business, whether it be like they reach out to me or I talk to them in person or whatever it is, when we discuss it, then I put their name down in a notebook. I just have a notebook, and each month I start a new page. Sometimes it turns into pages, but I just put their name down. And then beside it, I jot down the day where like I sent them the email with the information for my upcoming challenge group. So jot that down, and then I usually follow up with them a few days after that. If I didn't hear back from them right away. If I don't hear back from them again, then usually I wait until like the week before the challenge. And for me, that's when I find a lot of the people's when they sign up, people are just procrastinators by nature. So that week before the challenge is huge to get people because there's so many people that they'll email me the first time and they'll be like, okay, I want to do this. It's time for me to join your challenge group. And then you send it to them and it's just like, sit there and wait. Like, you said you're going to do this. When are you going to order? It just doesn't come through. So I find that following up like a week before the challenge group is just, it's huge. And then also like if sometimes at that point I'll get people like, oh, I'm just not quite ready or whatever. They'll mention, you know, people have some crazy excuses, but sometimes it's just not their time and they're just not ready, or, you know, oh, my husband said I should wait a couple months. That one kind of kills me. But so I just jot that down. And then each month when I'm doing follow-ups, I just flip back in my notebook to those previous months and then read those notes again. Or sometimes just someone's name will stick out to me and I just be like, oh, I feel like I should follow up with this person. So I do. Not in like a crazy way that I'm annoying, but it's just like sometimes I just feel like it's the right time and it seems to work. So once they place their order, then I put a check mark by their name. So, and then they're stuck with me.
I love that. Could you walk us through the language maybe that you use when you follow up with them?
Well, everything I've learned from Amber. So it depends on the person. I kind of like to go by their personalities, but a lot of times it's just like, hey, wanted to check in with you. I know you said you really want to do this challenge group, just seeing what your thoughts are right now. Something like that, which I think is pretty similar to kind of what you do, Amber. But usually something along those lines, something pretty quick. Sometimes even if it's like a friend of mine or someone that I have on my phone, I find that sending a text message works well too. Because I kind of feel like they're less apt to ignore a text message than they would an email. So I've done that too.
That's really smart. Yeah. And I like what you said about, you know, you remind them, hey, you said you wanted to do this. And so it's like you're just helping them come through on their desire there. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. Megan said following up is important. Always giving the benefit of the doubt. Never assume they change their mind. True. So good. All right. I'll share my screen again here so we can finish through this thing. Okay. So one way that you can connect with people is that doesn't feel weird is on the, Facebook tells us whenever it's our friends' birthdays. And so if you have a friend whose birthday, and I usually like keep it to women, I don't really like personally message my men Facebook friends, but you just reach out to them and just instead of what everyone else does of like sending them something on their wall, and this I got from Michelle Myers, this tip, if you can send them a message and just check in and ask how they're doing, it means a lot to people because, again, it's just going a little bit further than most people would. So that is that one. And if you feel weird about asking that or telling them happy birthday, why are they your Facebook friend? They probably shouldn't be your Facebook friend if it's awkward. So then the next one is, did I engage with at least 5 Facebook friends and leave comments? Now, I want to clarify this one a little bit. This is people outside of Beachbody coaching, okay? This is like friends. This is friends who have no affiliation with Beachbody, because our goal with this one is to find new people. So on Facebook, it's like, what I encourage people to do is create like a friends list. And I can show you, let me see if I can find my Facebook group here. If you go down here and you can see friends, you click on this and there's going to be more. Like I have this list of potential coaches that I want to keep in touch with, because the way that the Facebook algorithm works is if you aren't doing this, you're only going to see like a few people's posts, the people that you like the most, and you'll never see what your friend that you haven't touched base with for 2 months is even up to. So if you can intentionally go through your Facebook friends list and add them, they're never going to know that they're part of these groups, by the way, just to clarify. But just add them to these lists. So like, I really want to make sure that I keep an eye on my coaches. I want to make sure that I'm seeing what they post. So I will just, put them in here. And sorry, someone commented here. List. Okay. So yeah, so this has been good for me, and I need to go back and update this again, but it's constantly just a work in progress of like, because then what you can do is if you click on like potential coaches, or if you click on this, it's just going to be like a feed of just the people you want to look at instead of other people. You can also, let's say you're really sick of that friend who posts about Hillary and Donald every day. Like you can go in and unfollow like their, you can unfollow, like you'll still be friends, but you'll just stop seeing their stuff in your feeds so that your feed can be cleared to see other stuff that might be more interesting to you in your business. So there's some really cool ways that you can strategically make sure that you're reaching out. So like what I'll do frequently is I'll go to my Facebook friends and I'll just scroll, and I'll go through and I'm like, oh, I wonder like who else could I reconnect with? Who else can I get in touch with? And then I'll go to, where it shows you like suggested friends. And I'll be like, oh, we have that person in common. I remember her from college. I should become her friend. And you kind of reconnect that way. But again, at this point, it's all about that reconnection. And so that's why I have that one on the Power Hour, just to remind myself to be building those new connections. Sorry, I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, he thought that they could be added. Yeah, the lists are really awesome. They can't see you. So engage with Facebook friends, and then the same is true with Instagram. Instagram's a little easier because you don't have to like friend request people. So in order to build Instagram, this is how I built my following. Every day I committed to commenting on at least 10 Instagram accounts, and not like cheesy, love this, awesome, or one-liners, but really intentional comments that you're really caring about people and you're building those relationships. They know you're a real person and they'll probably start following you. And then I asked myself just to make sure that I posted my boot camps. Did I check on one-on-one with some boot campers today? Did I post to my team coaching page? Here's one that I want to challenge you newer coaches with. I don't care if you don't have a single coach under you right now. I want you to create a group for your team. I want you to think about, what do you want to call your team? What do you want your mission statement to be? And just start posting in that group. It's going to feel real awkward, especially if you have no coaches or just one or two. But if you can present in your mind that you're already the leader, that you're in charge of this team, it's just going to be awesome when you get to add someone to that group and there's this plethora of information in there. So that's what I would suggest is already lead, even if you don't have people to lead just yet. And then did I post to my personally sponsored group? So I have, once my team got to a certain point, I decided to have one separate Facebook group from my personally sponsored. And then which personally sponsored coaches did I check in with today? Did I post to Instagram and Facebook today? When will I work out? Again, that's vital behavior of being proof the products work. And then just being honest, what discouraged me in my business, writing that out and then leaving it there so I don't take it in with my conversations with my family when I'm done working. And then and then ending with, what am I grateful for? So that's kind of what I do. Again, it doesn't matter what medium you use, but I did just want to pop over to our team page so you can see how you can get involved in being recognized for doing the 4 vital behaviors. So if you go to, sorry, let me just move this. Okay, so if you go to our file section in our group page, and then you click on this first document, what you should do to move your business forward, and the Power Hour bell. So the idea with this is that every day you are, you're just letting the team know, hey, I'm working the business. And so this kind of talks about what you should be doing, but then down here, if you go to this document, this Google Sheet, you can actually just tell us, oh, they've been, like, I did my Power Hour, and then on Mondays, starting on this following Monday, Jessica and I have it on our schedule to make a graphic, and then whoever did their Power Hour 4 or more that week are going to get recognized with a Hustle Award. So it's just it's a cool way to remember that it's not always about the numbers. And let me just maybe end with that it's not always about this month and are you hitting Success Club this month. Obviously, hopefully that's what you're shooting for. But more important to me than that is, are you showing up every single day? Because if you're showing up every day, eventually it's going to happen for you. Eventually you're going to get that momentum. But remember what we talked about in the beginning, where there is that 30 to 60 or 30 to 90 day lag. So like, think about, if you're struggling in your business right now, I want you to think about 3 months ago. How were you daily then? Because if you're struggling now, it probably has something to do with maybe what you were not doing back then. And maybe you did do something, but you're just, waiting for it to hit. Like, whatever it is, I think in this business, the only regrets people have are the things that they did not do. And so if you can show up every day and know in your heart, hey, I really tried today to help as many people as I could. And then you close your book for the day and you come back the next day, I did whatever I could today. Next day, you come back, you do the same thing. If you do that at least 4 times a week, I really think at the end of the month, you can then be blameless and go, I did all I could, And it may not show up in Success Club points right now, but man, it's going to. And then trust in the process, because what happens is a lot of people don't stick around long enough to find out that the process actually works. They do their Power Hour for 2 weeks and they're like, screw this, I'm not getting anyone. And they don't wait it out. They're not patient enough. But I'm telling you, if you can be patient. Sarah Lang is on. Can I ask you to share your story about this? Sarah is like I always use her when she's on a call for an example, because she is the epitome of like patience and consistency paying out. So I'm going to unmute you for a minute. All right, go ahead.
What do you want me to specifically share?
Talk about like like end of last year, and then how all of a sudden this beginning of this year, you really got that momentum, but it took you, just kind of how you got there.
Okay. So I think I'm one of the first coaches that signed up with you. When you started last April, I think I signed up, April or May. And we signed up, we moved from Texas back to Indiana. Just kind of the whole process of moving. My husband and I were living separately. Me and my family, him at his, we're trying to get into a rental. So it was just kind of a slow start. I joined in a huge transition. And then I slowly started getting really, really good results from the 21-day fix. And I just was like hitting Success Club every single month with no problem. And then we ended up, I hit Emerald, I lost Emerald, I hit Emerald again, and I've just literally been stuck at Emerald for a year and a half. And we ended up getting pregnant in February, and we lost a baby. And so for a few months, I just kind of fell off the bandwagon because we were coping, and then we got pregnant again. So then I couldn't really share anything. I wasn't making any progress. I was just getting bigger, so I couldn't really share that before I shared that we were pregnant and expecting. And so it's just kind of been a year and a half of ups and downs with life and transitions. And but when I started, I was just like, I don't care how many people I help because I'm living this lifestyle no matter what. And I think that's kind of what's kept me the whole time with going up and down and watching other people hit all these ranks. And I literally been stuck in Emerald for a year and a half. And it was just, I'm doing this no matter what. So just kind of always going back to that when I don't think I hit Success Club in 3 months maybe. So just kind of always going back to the why you started, I think is key. I'm super emotional right now, pregnant. So, I think just always going back to like, why did you start? Really puts into perspective helping people. So, I've been up and down a year and a half, stuck in Emerald, Success Club, 15 some months, and I haven't hit Success Club in 3 months. And I think just that one person that reaches out, I think keeps you going.
Yeah, and I mean, I just have to give Sarah a lot of credit because she's been through so much, but it is truly her attitude of, like she said, I'm doing this no matter what, that keeps her going, and it's her purpose that keeps her going. Because truth is, if you guys want to chase a paycheck, like go get a job, go get an hourly job, and you can get a paycheck. But if you have purpose, like that is going to keep you around, and eventually it will result in a paycheck as well. But like for Sarah, I mean, I think that's cool is that when you've had the opportunity when, to be consistent, she is like living proof that it is a direct correlation of being consistent will result in progress. And so for any of you guys who maybe have had a slower start or you're discouraged, like I think the words that Sarah said are so key to why did you start? And if you could help just one person, wouldn't that have been worth it? Like if their entire life would change around, and from there it keeps you going. You want to get another person and you want to get someone else, but just being so focused, not necessarily on, how fast you're growing, but are you showing up today and doing what God has in front of you? Like, are you opening those small doors? I think is huge. So thanks for sharing that, Sarah. I think it's really encouraging just to hear how steadfast you are. So I love that. All right. Well, this has been kind of a long call. Thanks for hanging with me. I will be sure to post this up to the group after I record or after I upload it to YouTube. But yeah, let's be sure that we really tell your coaches to come up with a game plan for Core de Force, get excited, because it's a really big opportunity that we don't want to miss. And I'll probably talk about this in our group. I might do a separate video about Core de Force at some point too. But, all right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon.